Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Mike here, AX Garage. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're back with episode 3 on this majestic black Integra Type S. On the last video, we were able to put most of the mods back in the engine bay, including complete fuel system, spoon valve cover, 27.1 turbo, RV6 front pipe and downpipe, among other many different performance parts. Now in today's video, we're going to finalize everything on this car, do a quick startup, allow some data logging, and also taking this car to the dyno.
Before we go to dyno, like Mike said, we got a few pieces left to finish the engine bay, and then we can button everything up and we'll head to the dyno from there. But what we have left pretty much is our Infinity Designs carbon fiber intake. We already put the inlet pipe on, so now we're going to finalize that with the intake itself, and then we're going to go ahead and install our APR carbon fiber cooling plates, our spoon spark plug cover, and our Moto strut bar. Now what we did here is, I don't know if many of you know, but this spoon spark plug cover, this comes in a matte finish. What we did was we had Brian at Paint Society go ahead and clear it for us, give it that nice gloss finish to make it look pretty much like everything else. We went ahead and had him clear these as well to just give it kind of the same overall clear coat look.
Alright, well, Mike and TJ dropped me off these pieces to be clear coat. Now, when these pieces come in, they really don't have the most amount of gloss, and well, we want to make sure that they have more gloss and they're protected, and they look, of course, great in the engine bay. So it's very simple. We sanded everything down with a 800 grit, and then all we're going to be doing is adding 2 coats of high solids clear coat. This will be the same clear coat that we'll use on any of our vehicles, so you know it has a nice strong bond, protection, and amazing gloss. And as always, when painting these parts, you have to be very creative in the way that you set up so you can get all of the edges and make sure that the parts don't go flying off of each one of the panels. Now for this strut bar, this carbon fiber strut bar, you can see that we had to change our pattern just a little bit to get full coverage, and it worked out very, very well. And we'll finish up here with the engine bay panel, giving the same treatment to each and every one of these panels. And I'm really happy with the way it came out. Once it was all done, it was super glossy, and we were ready to hand it back to Mike. And I can't wait to see what it looks like when it's back in the engine bay.
This already had a very nice clear coat on it, so we didn't have him redo this. This actually matched the clear coat that he had very good. And then also the Moto strut bar over here, this comes in a matte carbon, and we had him scuff it up and throw some clear on it, just like mine on my engine bay, and it comes out really nice. I think it's actually nicer in gloss than it is in matte, but you know, to each his own. And so let's go ahead and get these things installed and head to the dyno.
Guys, I don't know about you, but that is one beautiful intake. Look at that. There you go.
We got the intake all finished up. Everything is plugged in. So we're going to go ahead and gap the plugs. We'll put those back in, and then we can put our covers on. And I think we're done under the engine bay. We're going to go ahead and gap our plugs to 0.022. We're gapping them basically because we're going to be running more boosts, and we just don't want the spark to blow out, basically, you know what I mean? So this actually gives it a tighter spark, and it'll kind of keep it from blowing the spark out when we want to run higher boost level. Basically, you want to have like a little drag. So this is like really loose, so it's not quite where we want it. So I'll put it back in here. And you kind of got to over tighten it a little bit, and that'll kind of bend the diode there. So now that one's got a nice little drag to it.
Now ignition coils are going back in. Do you have to gap the coil?
Yeah.
And here's another look with the Spoon Sport spark plug coil cover. Yellow carbon fiber. Look really, really nice. Now TJ's over here removing some clips on the upper portion here and get ready for the APR cooling plate. And we got it right over here. Once you remove those, just slides right on there. Look at that right here. Man, looks so nice. All right, so the last piece, we have our Sirimoto strut bar to finish this off. A couple more bolts on both sides of the strut bar, and let's take another look, just step behind here. Look how good this look. I do like the valve cover, kind of brings out the color. Sort of have a little bit of red, and then the yellow just really brings it out. I really like it. Good job, TJ. You did most of the work here. I did help. Probably 1%. But other than that, engine bay is pretty much all done. We just gotta
some coolant.
Yeah, bleed the cooling system, and then we gotta upload the tune. Then I think we can get a startup.
That's right.
All right, so we got the base map all loaded up on the car already. Cooling's all in. I think we're ready for a startup. Let's take a look here. We'll go ahead and do some data logging here. There you go.
Finally ready for data logging. What we're going to do is we're going to do 3 data logs. One, we're going to be city driving. Then we'll go on the highway and do highway driving for 3 minutes as well as the city driving 3 minutes. And then after that, we'll do a 3rd gear pull from 2500 all the way to redline. And then we'll send the data logs over to Fearable and he'll take a look at it and see how it looks.
So right now we are doing just straight gasoline, no E-mix. And once we get this figured out, then we'll move on to the, is it E50? Is what we're doing?
Yeah, I think we're going to do E50 blend. So we're back at the gas station. We finished data logging with Fearable on our pump gas tune. So now we're switching over to ethanol. We're going to put E50 blend in. We're going to go and get some data logs and send it over to them and have them take a look. And then we may need a revision or 2, and then we'll probably head off to the dyno. All right, now that we put our ethanol in, we're going to go ahead and upload the map that Fearable sent us with the ethanol, and we can start data logging with that. And then also, once we get everything set up, we'll be able to see how much ethanol content we have and make sure we're at E50. And if we're not at E50, well, I guess we have to add some more ethanol.
So what if we're over E50?
I don't think we're going to be over. My calculations are pretty good. I've been calculating the blends on my car for like the last 3 months.
I would put a bet on this on Type S. Are you saying you'll be exactly 50%?
I have a feeling we're going to be between 48 and 50, which is fine.
48 and 50. Yes. Well, you're kind of cheating there. We already did the math.
Because I know this gas station is kind of got a little weaker ethanol. Now, if we were talking about a gas station that's kind of closer to my house, there's a Shell gas station. That ethanol is pretty potent, and I have to actually scale mine down more when I get gas from there. So.
Okay, so 48.50.
Yeah.
So now it's going to go through the cycle, right?
Yep.
Right here. Oh, it's 40%.
Yeah, it was from before.
Yeah, but it's 40%. Okay, let's go ahead and record F9. We are live. Go ahead and do some city driving. What is it, 3 minutes?
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah, so by the time we get to the highway, it should be enough time.
So we just finished with the city, and we're gonna go ahead and start recording for the highway. And like TJ said, it's 49%, so it's right on point. Let's go ahead and start this data logging on highway here. Yep. Okay, full throttle. F9. Here we go.
Ready?
Yep. All right, so the car is in the dyno now. So let's pop that hood. Go ahead and load that down. There we go. Let's see what she does. Woo! 549. I'm good.
We did our first couple pulls. I did the first pull, but I forgot the data log, so we did it again.
You know the funny thing is, I forgot to film, so I filmed like halfway through.
So technically, our first pull, we made 550 and 439 torque, which is kind of insane. And we let it cool down a little bit, and then I realized I didn't data log it, so we did another pull, and our second pull, we made 564 and 450.
You know, the ambient temperature here is about 78 degrees. It was sort of drizzling outside just a little bit, so humidity is pretty high, and that's a really good number right here.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go ahead and do one more pull, and just a little bit. So we just uploaded another tune on this part here.
Huh?
568, 471. So we are back in the car. We just finished up our dyno section, and man, those are really, really good numbers. And we'll take a little minute and talk about the dyno pool number 3 and number 4. Now, dyno pool number 3, we were only getting 532 horsepower. Why is that?
That was...
Well, that was with a fresh tune.
Yeah. So I think the first pull we made was 550, but I wasn't data logging, so I kind of screwed that one up. So then we're like, all right, let's just do another pull, and I'll data log it. The second pull we did, we made 564, I think it was, 563.
Or 565, something along the line there, about 15 more.
Yeah, so, and that was just, we let it sit for like 5 minutes, which was kind of weird. But we made that. I data logged it, sent in the data, and Fearable checked it out. He sent us another map to upload to see how it did. I did the third pull, ended up being like 530 horsepower, but I forgot to put it on map 4, which is all the boosts.
So every time when you upload...
map 1 was like the lowest setting, and it still made 530
So every time you upload a new tune, it would default to map 1.
Yeah, you gotta go back up to map 4. But I was so in like dynoing and doing this and setting this, and I just forgot to put it in map 4.
I think Type S Terry just admitted that he screwed up. He never done it. I think on camera, I think he just did that.
I mean, you know, see the gray hairs. I'm getting old, you know. I'm starting to forget.
So let's talk about the last run.
So finally, it turns out on map 1, we had a little knock up top because it was a little too much timing. So good thing we didn't run it on map 4. We ran it on a lower map. So Fearable caught that, and he adjusted our timing. We ran another map. We put it on map 4 for the last run, and we got 568 point whatever, let's call it 569 horsepower with 470 torque. So our torque jumped up crazy. And so like that was pretty much, we were kind of maxed out with our timing and our map. So we ended out with 568 and 470 torque, which is insane. Obviously it exceeded the expectation of the customer because he was thinking 500 horsepower was what he was going to get. So
yeah, right after the dyno, I actually recommended the owner and to go for a ride. The customer came back with a bigger smile. I mean, it makes everything worth it. I mean, with all the data logging, everything that we have done late night is all worth it.
Yeah.
And the car drives so good. I probably put about 25 miles on it last night, and man, I mean, I have used it on map 1, map 2, map 3, Comfort, Sport Plus. I mean, what a car, man.
I think it's crazy that we can have 560 horsepower and the car drive like it's stock. You don't even know it's tuned.
Yep, they start up every single time.
So wild.
unless you smash the pedal, it drives regular.
Yeah, it drives like if you bought it from the showroom floor. So that's kind of like a testament to how Fearable tunes these cars. I mean, he dials this thing in to where you can't even tell that it's making that power until you get on it, then you really know what's going on.
Well, guys, with that, we're gonna end this project. This is all finished up. Unfortunately, we didn't get to 600 horsepower, but pretty damn close. 568, 69 horsepower. That's really, really good. What we've done with the upgrade turbo and everything else that we've done on this car. You want to see more of these type of videos, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, give us a like, and drop a comment below. Other than that, we got some more test drive to go, and we'll see you guys next week.